Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate. I'm your host, Charlie Flannery, and my guests today are two distinguished actors, Mr. Al Cialella and Mr. Bobby Kenney. Bobby, thanks for coming on today.
Pleasure to be here.
Al,
Pleasure to be
good
here.
to see you again.
Awesome. And you,
Pleasure.
I mean,
Always.
really.
Always.
You know,
I can't help but look at you and
Go ahead.
Al had been on the show a couple of weeks back, and he was talking about a friend. He was deeply concerned about the guy.
you know I love you like a brother.
The guy had pulled money out of his house
I
during,
don't want you to think,
during
you know,
the peak.
What? What are you doing? What's this?
Okay,
Charlie.
okay,
What? My hairdresser.
okay, I understand.
You know I have a hairdresser
No, you-
who travels with me.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Time.
It's just my lifestyle. You know that.
So, you're doing all
Yeah,
these
you're
things.
good.
You're doing all these things in anticipation. I know you got some big things in the works.
I've got 7 movies coming out this year.
Really? Can you share a little bit about? Because we all met on the set of R.I.P.D.
Right.
and we managed to not get thrown off, and that was an achievement in itself. But you know, I've come to know you a little bit better. I didn't realize when Al was on that he was talking about you. Al, you never mentioned Bobby, you know?
Look, like I said, we go way back. And, you know, I love you like a brother and, you know, the stuff we got in common. For example, just share, I know it's got nothing to do with real estate, but that one time when you know, your grandmother sent you down to the store and talk in Italian to the little old lady who owned the store.
Yeah. She used to send me to this Italian store. And she used to tell me to go to, I think it was Lezheshka's. You know, she called it Lezheshka's. So I used to go down there, and then one time I was out in front of Lezheshka's, and my buddy's across the street. He says, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going in Lezheshka's." All of a sudden, the lady come out, big Italian lady, cracks me over the head with the spoon. I said, "Whoa!" I run home and tell my grandmother. I'm a kid. I said, "Grandma, Lezheshka hit me over the head with the spoon." She says, "Lezheshka? What?" I said, "Why did she do that?" She says, "You call her Lezheshka?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "No, that means the dirty one." All the time I thought the name of the store was Lezheshka's.
So you've always been bilingual? Or is that
Well, my brother-
fork and tongue, or whatever?
Well, my older brother was the translator for us, you know, and my grandmother would say, give him some money, and maybe say to him, you know, share this with Bobby, and I'd say to him, well, what did she say? He says, she told me to go have a good time. Until I had to learn a little Italian, that I found out with my older brother, what he was pulling.
You didn't get even, though.
I got even, took me a long time.
Good for you. You still got a black eye.
Tell me about the movies.
Well,
You're
I've
gonna do this
got-
the whole show?
I got to get one of these.
I don't know.
You know,
I can't afford it.
when my contract comes back up for renegotiation, believe me, it's going to be in there. Right now, my makeup consists of trimming my nasal and ear hair.
Right there, sweetie.
All right, Bob. So tell us about these 7 movies.
oh, where do I start? I've got some pretty good roles in these movies coming out over the next year, and I plan on doing very well with them. So my lifestyle now means nothing compared to the way I'm gonna, you know, the income I'm gonna have. And there are a few other things up my sleeve too.
Yeah, speaking of up your sleeve, is it true you came out of a hotel one time looking for a cab? You stepped into Mr. Wilson's limousine.
here's what happened.
No, I'm serious. Is this for real, or around the set it's
I
wrong?
come out of the meeting for the SAG after meeting, right? Now, my wife had a surprise plan. I had no idea what it was going to be. So I go outside the hotel, and I'm standing there, and a limo pulls up, and the guy opens the door, and he's looking at me. So I'm thinking my wife sent the limo for me. So I get in the limo, and the guy closes the door, and he says, you know, where to? I said, well, 47 Montgomery Street. I thought he was going to take me to a restaurant. So I'm thinking, well, he's just asking me the address to, you know, to play the ruse. So we get to 47 Montgomery Street, and I'm looking around, and I don't see my wife or anything. I said, okay, so
It's your
maybe-
house.
Yeah, it's my house, so maybe, you know, she's upstairs with the party, the guests. You know, so I get out of the limo, and the guy says, good evening, Mr. Wilson. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I closed the door.
Did you duke him?
No, I didn't. I thought I was going to come back down. I thought it was, he was going to be there waiting for me, and he was playing around.
Only
poor,
Bobby.
The poor guy called probably for his missing limo, and they said, "The heck with him. He stiffed me on a."
Wait till he
last
sees
fare.
this
I didn't get a
episode.
tip, man.
So, sorry,
The
Mr.
lawsuits
Wilson.
are
So
coming.
I get up to the house, and my wife's laying down watching TV, eating Chinese food. I said, What's up? Where we going? She said, what are you talking about? I said, you said you had to surprise me. Oh, I ordered some Chinese food here. I said, what about the limo? She says, what limo? I snuck over to the window. I pulled the blinds down. Bye-bye. Poor Mr. Wilson missed his limo.
Oh,
I hope
well.
he sees this on TV.
So,
I understand
what I was
happened.
telling Charlie last time was, I got a friend who owes more in the mortgage because of refinancing on the house
Right.
than it's actually worth with today's economy. And I was really feeling bad for you. And I know you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was, just trying to share how could you possibly get out of the situation you're in. I know you got all this success and stuff, but you're still stuck with this stinking mortgage. The house isn't worth, so you can't sell the house to pay for the mortgage.
In the end.
And you and the wife aren't doing too well with that situation.
In the end, the advice that I gave to Al to give to his friend was,
Meaning me.
which I didn't know at the time it was you, but yes, it was you.
I didn't know either till I got here.
I advised his friend to keep the $300,000, live it up, and stop making the mortgage payments. I said it'll be at least 3-4 years
I didn't
before
want to
they
tell you that
foreclose.
because to me,
I
don't know.
And then they'll pay you 10 grand to move. So don't worry about the money, because by the time these residuals start coming in, you know what I mean?
10 grand will get you
You'll
to
be
Hollywood.
okay. You've turned me around since I've gotten to know you better. I was worried, but you are a smart man, Bobby Kenney.
He's good.
Honest to God.
Even
Tell-
talking about
tell me-
mother.
No,
tell me
you're
about-
good.
Tell me
You're
about
good.
the film. Give me one. We haven't heard one film though. We need-
Okay, there's
Hold
one.
on 1 second.
There's one called Portico.
Portico.
It's a movie by Sean Doherty and Matt Dumont. I play like the wise guy, head gangster. My nephew runs the gang in the North Shore, and his brother runs the place, and I'm the advisor. So when this movie comes out, I should be, nice chunk of change in there. That's just one movie.
Is Cindy in that?
Cindy Stumpo, is
Yeah,
in it?
yeah. And
Mike
Michael?
Greenbolts
Yeah,
is in
yeah,
it.
yeah. Good people.
Dickie Eklund, the fighters. in
Nice,
it.
nice.
And there's some big names in it. I can't think offhand, but there's also, I got a bunch of other movies, and one by Evelina Marie called Among Them that's coming out. And one just went to the Oklahoma Film Festival called Serena and the Rats. I was in that. She's doing very well with that.
Cool.
She's really good.
Did you play a rat?
No.
I thought it was like a mob movie.
It's like a
Serena
mob.
and
I
the
was like a
Rats,
hitman in between guys.
Do you feel typecast or something?
To what?
Well, I look here.
Look, I'm a cop here. Look.
Yeah.
You think I play all gangster roles? Look.
It'll never come out, yeah. Nobody bought that.
No?
No, nobody bought that.
I know.
I like there was one shot I saw where what's his name? Billy V was smashing you in the face.
Oh, Irish Whisper. That's going to be a great movie.
Yeah,
By
that was
Adriano Massarelli.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I play, a gangster.
Oh,
role.
surprise!
Yeah, Billy V from Rhode
You
Island.
have that face
Great
there.
actor. You know who's in that? We've got Mickey O'Keefe. We've got, we've got John Fiore from The Sopranos is in it.
Oh, wow.
Melissa McKeegan, Erica McDermott, the fighters from the sisters from the fighter.
What was that?
The fighter sisters.
I know them.
Mickey
They
O'Keefe.
used to sing gospel. Now they're into acting.
They're good actors.
Yeah.
There's some really good names in it. There's another one, but my ace in the hole is, ready?
Yes.
In the hole.
I'm going to be doing trick shots. I'm a professional pool player. I played for years.
You're good.
He's
good.
good.
I'm going to be doing trick shots, and I'm going to put them on YouTube. Right? One shot a week on YouTube. So I did a couple at an exhibition in Rhode Island, and some guy called up his friend who's a movie producer. They're going to be using my shots in a big movie. So you know I'm going to do well with that. Plus, after I'm done with all the trick shots, every week I'm going to do a trick shot on YouTube. I'm going to autograph the balls and put them on eBay.
Now,
Go again.
I can see it all now. You know, how much would you pay
Excuse me.
to play with Bobby's balls
Or
on eBay?
Or have them autographed.
Autographed.
Even better, even more.
Thank you, man.
That's good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean
So I'm
to
going to
interrupt.
autograph them
Yeah.
and put them out there from, the 1 through the 15.
You're gonna autograph your balls and put them out there.
And the stick too. Put them all on eBay. Put them all out there. So, I've got them all.
I like the way you think.
I've got them all, I've got a few irons in the fire. So I didn't tell you all the ideas I got.
No, because there's so much up there that.
There's a lot of stuff I got going on.
You know,
That's why I'm not worried. That's why I can live the way I live.
So Bobby Farron was singing about you. Don't worry,
Be happy.
be happy.
Yeah.
Look at you now. Huh?
well,
I don't worry.
No.
It
Bob,
always comes through what?
he painted a much darker picture of you when he was on the
Well,
show. You know, now that I've had a chance to get to know you these last couple of months and hearing you today, I think you're going to do good. And I still stick with my advice, though. Stop paying the
I agree.
mortgage. Stop paying the mortgage. That's an extra $3-4 grand a
He's a
month.
real
You
estate
can live. It'll take them 3 or 4 years to foreclose. Then they pay you at least. Right now, it's 10 grand to move. So think about it. You could pick up an extra.
Really?
100, yeah.
But here's the big question.
And spend the 3 besides. It's
How's
better
his
too.
credit gonna be after that?
Who cares? By then, you got all this
All the
cash
residuals.
from all the residuals.
I'll be a cash
you know what I
customer
mean?
after that.
After that,
Right?
who needs credit?
I'll take that mansion in Hollywood, Beverly Hills.
I feel so much better. I
I
feel so
do
much
business
better.
cash after that. Who needs
There you
credit?
go. Maybe we can have Charlie Sheen's old place.
Charlie.
I don't
Don't
know.
talk about my friend Charlie. He's my idol.
Me too.
That was,
Coming up with his anger management.
that was a couple of decades ago for all of us.
Yeah. The good old days, huh?
The good old days.
See,
the
but
good old days,
I
you know?
look at it, today's the good old days too.
Sure.
For me.
These
I don't-
are the good old
These
days.
are the good old days.
That'd be a great song title.
These are the good old days.
Yeah.
Right?
Does someone have a guitar?
See, he's very pessimistic. I'm optimistic. So together we kind of balance out.
Pessioptic.
But that's the optic. But you see, he's jumping over to my side of the fence. He's getting more optimistic now.
Well, I look
That's
at you
my
and
influence on him.
it's your success. It's just like, your mother told you the advice to call the lady.
Hey, I come from a big family.
Story.
See, one thing I learned, I had 5 boys and 4 girls. One thing I learned, everybody says a big family is great, beautiful. Yeah, it has its advantage, but it has its drawbacks too.
What is that?
When I was 13 years old, I went for my Social Security card. I go up there and they tell me my birthday is not May 3rd, it's May 2nd. They also tell me my middle name's Joseph, not William.
You want to give your social security number for the folks while you're,
Yeah.
telling this story?
Matter of fact, give me
you wanna
your
rethink that whole thing.
Give me your
Bob.
master charge.
So I
card,
go
too.
home and I say to my mother, Ma, went to, up to Social Security, they told me my my birthday was May 3rd, not May 2nd.
And-
My May 2nd, not May 3rd. She said, they did? I said, yeah, what's up with that? She said, Bobby, I had 9 kids. Give me a break. She said, why can't you look at the bright side? I said, there's a bright side? She says, yeah. Every year how I make you strawberry shortcake, May 3rd, and you're always asking the day before your birthday, Ma, can I have it today? I don't want to wait till tomorrow. Well, now you don't have to wait till tomorrow. So I says, Ma, what about my middle name? They said my middle name's Joseph, not William.
Yeah, whatever.
She says, they did? I said, yeah. She said, do you like Joseph? I said,
It'll grow on you. It'll grow on
her
you.
father's name's Joseph. My younger brother's name's Joseph. So what am I? Ma, I love Joseph. She says, well, there you go. What are you complaining about?
You're good.
Go get a job. Isn't that why you went up there in the first place? I went and got a job, stop and shop, bagging groceries. That's where I first started out.
My grandfather came here from Italy. So I got one aunt. Her name is Ada. And her middle initial is M. Okay? Now, she's full-blooded Italian. So for years, I'm 65, 70 years, she wrote her name Ada Marie Aligi, and then Ada Marie Violet. Finally, at the age of 70, for some reason or other, she had to pick up a birth certificate, okay? And she found out my grandfather, my nono, he had a sense of humor. He gave her the middle name Massachusetts.
No. Are you serious?
I swear.
Wow. Now you have an Irish last name, Flannery, but he's Italian. Isn't that funny? My last name is Kenney, but I'm Italian. You know, I'm half and half. But you know, when you grow up on the Italian side, you always feel like you're Italian.
Your mother is Italian.
Yeah.
Then you're Italian. You are what your mother is. I mean, even the Jews. If you want to go back to Israel,
Yeah.
if your mother was Jewish, you're welcome. If your father was Jewish, we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I grew up on that side, so I grew up in the Italian food.
So where does that put me?
You're Italian.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Cialella.
So we got 3 Italians here, 2 with Irish names.
We're trying to pass.
We're confused.
We're trying to pass. You know.
Hey, it comes in handy in the movies. You know, you can play an Irish guy, you could play an Italian.
Or you could play a mobster. Oh.
All those years,
That's a stretch.
I lived in Boston for about 15, 16 years, and I always mingled very well with both the Irish and the Italians. You know.
Yeah, well, that's
You, because you're good.
yeah, you're good.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you are.
But the Irish, I'll say one thing, they were like other minority groups, you know. One-on-one, they were great. Whenever you would get a crew of them together, there'd always be trouble, you know.
Especially if there was alcohol.
Oh,
Hey.
that's a given.
Forget about it.
Why, no one would have shown up.
If there was no alcohol, there would be no Irish.
Okay.
I don't mean that.
No, you mean that, yeah.
In a nice way.
Nice way.
Some of my best friends are Irish, you know.
Or
Yeah, but you know, it's so you're the first guy you met that has an Irish name, but you're Italian.
It's the
But
first
you're
one.
Italian.
You know.
Is the first one?
No, that's very common.
Oh, jeez, here we go again.
Okay.
Charlie, why don't we just talk, because he's got to
Well-
do his thing, you know?
He does have a point about the mother-child relationship.
That was your story.
That was my story. Oh, yeah, that was my story. But,
Yeah, you forget
well, I
that.
do have a
Thank you,
point
Arthur.
there.
What is your, what,
I have
Charlie?
2 points. One on the top of my head.
Yeah.
And one was that point I was trying to make about, what was it, Leshevsky's store?
It was like Lezheshka or something like that.
I
But
gotta
the point is,
remember
whatever means dirty one.
In what
And every
language?
time she used to send me there was, go to Lezheshka's, Bobby, get me, you know, a roll of toilet paper or whatever.
So she really liked that lady?
No, she
Oh,
didn't.
no, she didn't.
That lady, I always wondered, she used to make slush. She had the big Italian slush tin outside. And with the lemon slices, everybody in the neighborhood would go there. My grandfather also made the same kind of slush. So years later, I put 2 and 2 together. Did my grandfather teach that woman how to make slush, and my grandmother got mad? Or did my grandfather know her before? I don't know.
Somebody-
But
Parade
the
Coca-Cola,
slush
Zoya.
was the same. The lemon slices and the chipped ice. You know, it was made a certain way, but it was the best in the neighborhood. My grandfather used to make it. I got the recipe, but I never made it.
There's,
So I wonder, maybe my grandfather knew her before, so my grandmother calls her the dirty one. But I used to think Lezheshka's was the name of the store.
Sure.
I had a lump in my head as big as an egg from that big wooden. Ever see the big wooden spoons?
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw stars, black. I think she gave me brain damage. My
I,
buddies across.
I didn't want to say anything, but, you know, I was thinking head injury.
Head injury.
You know?
My buddies
Yeah.
across the street. You know, when she hit me, I saw 3 of them. He was like, I'm like, what? You know, like he had 2 twin brothers on each side. I saw stars. My buddy.
And now you are one.
For years and years.
Makes sense to me.
For years and years, my buddy used to like kid around with me and tell me the story how, you know, he says it's the funniest thing he ever saw in his life. Imagine that. He sees his friend get hit over the head with a spoon. It's the funniest thing he ever saw in his life.
He's twisted. He's twisted, you know, so I can see him being a friend of yours.
They should outlaw those wooden spoons. They were dangerous weapons.
It could leave a mark.
Oh, I had an egg in my head. You know, I remember home going home, running home crying, holding my head like this.
How long How long after the
I couldn't
wound?
wear a hat for weeks.
How long after the wound did the voices go on for?
That was a while later.
Yeah, yeah. But they're gone now, and you're better.
Most of them are gone.
Yeah.
Most of them.
So, Ghost was. Where were some of these? Were
I'm going to
filmed
tell you
locally,
what
some of these
changed my
films.
life.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
going to tell you a story that changed my life.
please. Yeah.
I'm anxiously
I was a
awaiting.
flooring contractor. You know that way back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know why you were a flooring contractor?
That's all I know how to do.
Because your dad always said, get down, son.
Get down. So anyway,
Ba-dum.
I'm doing a job in Belmont, this big old house in Belmont. We're putting lino down for the lady. Me and I bring my guy with me. He's a mechanic. Look, it's in the wintertime, and I'm down the cellar, and I see a woman in a long white gown at the foot of the stairs. And I see her, and I look, it's plain as day. She goes up the stairs. I don't hear the door up there closed, so I go and I peek. She's not there. The door isn't closed. Door didn't open. Me and my buddy, we get chills, you know, hair standing up on the back of my neck.
Oh, Elizabeth,
Yeah,
big one.
Excuse me. Were you drinking at the time?
No,
Okay,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
we're doing
Why
a
do
job.
why do you ask that? of
I
him?
just threw it out there.
Never drink on the job.
Bobby,
So-
Bobby, you don't drink anymore.
Not anymore, not any less. I just keep it on an even keel.
Okay, go ahead.
So
It's under control.
5 minutes later, listen, 5 minutes later, I get bit on the neck by a fly. This is in the wintertime now. The owner comes home, and I tell her what happened. She says, oh, don't worry, that's Mary Ann. I said, what? She says, she's been around for years. She died right at the foot of those stairs where I saw her in a diabetic coma. She fell down the stairs, died on that spot. She says, don't worry about it, she's friendly. I said, what about the fly flying around here? She says, yeah, that's Mary Ann. She said, what did she do? Bite you? My life changed right after that. Right after that. I wasn't in the movies before
She was
this.
reincarnated?
She's a
She
spirit in
came
the
back
house.
as a fly?
She's a fly in the house. I don't know. The way the lady says that she died in a coma there, and people see her in a long white gown.
So you
My
were,
foot-
you were not snake bitten like myself.
Little
but-
fly,
but
a fly
bite.
bit me on the neck. My life changed after that.
Did you
That's-
save the fly or did you kill it?
The fly ended up in my van and was in there for months. I couldn't get rid of it. In the wintertime, every time we went to do a job, the fly's buzzing around, and I used to talk to her, you know.
You talk to the fly?
Well, yeah, I wanted
All
to
right,
be
good
friendly
for you.
because if she's a spirit of...
Hey, you don't want to.
Right after that, I got involved in the fighter. I was on the fighter, the movies, and my whole life changed. After that, I became an actor, and I've been in movies, and
So,
I thank Mary Ann for that.
so when sometimes, you know, when people are interviewed, like out in Hollywood or actors who've made it for a long time, and you say, well, how'd you get into this?
Mary Ann,
Well, I got bit by the bug.
I
In
give
this case,
the fly.
It's true.
fly.
I give it the credit to Mary Ann.
But you know, seriously, Bobby, since I've
I
known you,
won't kill a fly.
there are no flies on you. If there are,
Just
they're
Mary-
paying rent.
Just Mary Ann.
Don't lose her. Don't lose her.
You know, after that, I couldn't. As crazy as it sounds, I can't kill a fly because I'm afraid it'll be Mary Ann.
Yeah.
My whole
Yeah.
career will go up in smoke.
Probably if anyone else said that, I think they were crazy. But you, Bob, no, seriously,
And
you're good.
It happened, and I can't explain it. You know.
well, you know, I think it was that plus, you know, people. I've known you for a few months now. People like you
Oh,
right
he's
away.
likable,
Not
yeah.
like me. I mean, it takes people years sometimes to warm up to me. But you're good.
You're good.
No, you're good.
No, right away. There's
Charlie,
there's
Charlie.
there's a
That's the
spirit-
nicest
Charlie.
compliment.
You're good.
So,
That's the nicest
where
compliment.
did you learn to play pool?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to hook school a lot. And
You what?
I used to hook school and go down this pool.
Hook. What does hook mean?
You don't go, you know.
Don't go.
Don't go. You just, instead of going to school, you go down the pool room.
He's from Connecticut. He went to private school. You know.
There was a pool room down the street
Public
from me
school.
with 3 tables, and I used to go in there, Thomas Pool Room. And when I first started, I used to have to stand on the Pepsi cases because I wasn't tall enough to shoot.
But you done good.
I'd go in there at 9 in the morning. I wouldn't leave there till 11 at night. I'd eat while I was playing.
So, how was your education?
Good.
It got me where I am today, which is on the verge of stardom, mega stardom.
Yeah.
I mean,
Too
this pool
smart to
thing.
go to school.
This-
You know, I didn't need
Yeah,
to-
you
This
don't
pool
need that
thing, though.
school.
I mean, I've always wanted to learn pool. Do you charge for lessons, or would you teach a guy like me?
No, I used to put on exhibitions with Boston Shorty. I had a bar in Cambridge, and every week we put on exhibitions and play. But I never really charged anyone to teach. I'd love to teach people how to play.
Yeah.
That's why I want to do it on YouTube. I want to do the trick shots.
Yeah.
And at the end of the trick shots, I'll do a basic tape on, the basics, then intermediate, then advanced. Just let people, promote the game. It's a great game. I have a pool table right in my house.
I love pool. I love pool. I started when I was a kid too.
I've got a
like
nice
you.
Brunswick right in my house. My kitchen's here, the pool table's here. I go over, take a bite, and play.
I tell you, I made 2 resolutions for New Year's. One was to learn to shoot pool,
I could teach
and
you.
2 was to learn CPR.
I'll teach you the pool.
You know what I mean? But
What do you need CPR for?
but both noble causes. But yeah, I think that could be taken in a lot of different
It's
directions.
a great game. Great
And
game.
it's unbelievable that we pretty much chatted our way through 30 minutes. But
No,
are there
not
any
that
things
fast.
that any of you want to say in closing?
Well, I had an uncle who told me he was the Lone Ranger, and for many years I really believed he was. I know he didn't really look like Lone Ranger on television, but
Funny how
and
you
as
wrote.
I got older, I said, "Come on,
know,
Uncle
funny.
Jerry, are you really the Lone Ranger?" "Nah, I was just kidding you."
Funny how you listen to the stories and believe them. Your uncles tell you.
It's almost like a guy telling you he sees a woman in a white gown and she's a fly and bites her on the
Marianne, I
neck.
believe in you.
See?
Is there a church? Is that Saint Mary? I've heard of Saint Mary.
St. Mary?
Yeah.
Mary.
Mary.
Mary?
Mary.
Is that Mary or Mary? What's he saying?
Mary.
He's very
That
Mary.
Boston accent.
Mary.
He's very Mary saying Mary.
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 Marry me. No, it's Marianne. Marianne. Why Marianne?
Okay, so in
Mary.
conclusion, you're all set on the real estate. You're all set on your acting career. The wife's going to be happier because she's going to have more bucks coming in. And
Yeah. No
listen,
problems.
I
I'm
wish
very
you
optimistic.
the absolute best.
Why,
of
thank you very
course,
much.
Of course, if you want to drag 2 of your new buddies,
Absolutely. You know that.
feel free.
Absolutely. Do
All right.
you do hair?
Actually,
Hey, I'd like to
Absolutely.
thank you, Al.
hey, more than welcome. This was
Hey,
more,
it was
Thank
my,
you, Bobby.
It was my
more fun
pleasure.
than I
Thanks for
thought.
coming
huh?
down.
Did we have fun?
Absolutely.
Huh?
My pleasure.
Remember,
I'd
it
like
takes
to-
more than 2.
I'd like to thank you all for tuning in today to Let's Talk Real Estate, and I'd like to thank Al Cialella and Bobby Kenney as my guests. And if you'd like a copy of today's show, please send an email to letstalkrealestate@verizon.net, or you can make a phone call to 508-884-8869, and we can give you updates on Bobby and Al's career. And if you'd like to be a guest, this is how I got these 2 guys. If you'd like to be a guest on this show, send an email to letstalkrealestate@verizon.net, and in the subject line, put "be a guest," and give me a little brief outline of what you'd like to talk about. And who knows, we may have you on here for Let's Talk Real Estate. Stay safe.